Hey y'all, welcome back. This is a quick Tulsa update. Every time I decide to sort of take a break from doing this content, something happens. At this point, it's like multiple things are happening to tell me to just keep going, right? So for starters, I am so preoccupied by this scratch in the middle of my face. You guys, last night I discovered something so epic. I slept with a face mask for the first time. You know, when you see people doing it like celebrities, or you would expect someone like a Mariah Carey type, right? Or a Ariana Grande, I picture her refusing to sleep without a silk sleep mask. Well, now I can tell you, I understand why. That was like the absolute best sleep of my life. Very deep sleep. I did not wake up through the night, which I've been having an issue with. I had great dreams as well, but I think that I apparently, just that odd feeling of having something on my face when I'm sleeping and not being used to that. I'm pretty sure I must have scratched myself in my sleep. So you guys just overlook that. But also, if you don't have one, if you haven't tried it, get a sleep mask is all I can say. It's so great. But the channel is growing. We are currently at around 540 subscribers and growing. I woke up this morning to a comment where someone said, I'm not sure what your channel is usually about. I don't really care, but I'm going to follow you anyway, just to show support. And there was 2 likes on that. And it just made me feel so good. Just starting this journey, I had my channel that was out there, kind of just like practicing, experimenting with having a YouTube channel. I was just going through, I guess, my trials and tribulations of being 40 plus and wanting to stay healthy using holistic methods. So that is what my channel normally is about. It's like things come to you when you need them, and it could be something so slight and subtle, right? But I remember going through the Tulsa remote process, talking to a friend of mine, and they just suggested, hey, why don't you sort of shift your YouTube channel or just talk like you can vlog, and this could be your record of your experience doing this program. I'm like, that's a great idea. I never expected. Some of the videos that I did, and I think myself being like so candid and about certain things, I was like, well, I'm on this dark corner of YouTube. At that time, I think I had like 200 subscribers, this dark corner of YouTube, and no one will ever see these videos. Maybe a handful of people, like, I don't know, 10 people going through the Tulsa remote process or considering it, who had similar concerns that would benefit from my videos. And now it's just growing and people are sharing my content. It's amazing. I actually have been recognized from YouTube. I mean, I don't know if it's just where I am, right? Because Tulsa is a smaller city, that is happening. Let me tell you, the first time it happened, and to this lady, if you see this video, I definitely apologize. I don't think I had a horrible reaction, but I definitely was scared a little bit because I was in a certain frame of mind, like on my way to a class actually, and car pulls up and this lady's like, I know you, I know you. That's that girl from YouTube. She's talking to someone else in the car, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Yeah, but I've had other interactions. I would say at this point, we're up to 2, really probably 3. But anyway, yeah, so I sort of started this part of my YouTube journey with a certain sense of freedom and openness that apparently, from my comments, has appealed to a lot of people who ended up subscribing. And I appreciate that. And I just am glad that I was true to myself and honest in those moments, and also vulnerable at times, regardless of what, the reaction could be. Everyone is not necessarily going to appreciate that. Even if I was doing that type of like, feel good, everything's great in Tulsa, it's the superior city of America type of content to try to keep everyone happy, everyone wouldn't be happy. And it wouldn't be authentic, and I would hate myself for doing it, and people would probably hate me. Anyway. I have taken some additional courses through 36 Degrees North and Tulsa Tech. Those courses have been amazing. I would say if you are a member of the Tulsa remote community, we do get access to some courses. We can take some of those classes for free through our 36 Degrees North membership. So it's an amazing value, especially if you do, like, some of them are broken down. So it's like a series of courses. So you get this whole aspects of like entrepreneurship or owning a business or creating a website or something essentially for free. And there are many, many programs here in Tulsa. Even the other day, I went to a 36 Degrees North event and I just began speaking to the young lady next to me. Hi, if you're watching. And She's like, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? There have been highs and lows, of course, along this journey, right? And so yesterday I was having a moment where I just was not feeling Tulsa. And one of my friends who's in Houston had called me, checking in, like, how are you making out there? You know, do you need a rescue team, an extraction team to come get you out of Oklahoma? And I'm like, no, it's okay. But, you know, there's certain things I don't love. I feel kind of bored sometimes. And we had talked about what they did this weekend. Today is Sunday. And like, how's it, you know, what did you do in Tulsa? What did you get into? And I'm like, not much of anything. But the good, you know, the flip side, as I was being counseled and coached through that situation, is that it's good because it's giving me an opportunity to focus. I'm focusing on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is growing in a way that I never expected, to the point where I just see a new potential, right, with YouTube and with other things, with business ideas that I've had and held on to for years. I think it's also being small, there's pros and cons to that. But I think if you are coming with the intention for like networking, possibly starting your own business or getting into real estate and things like that, because Tulsa is so small and interconnected, it's frightening to me at times because I'm getting recognized, right? Like things like getting recognized from YouTube or people knowing who I am with 500 subscribers. Like it feels a little too small in that sense, right? But then the smallness is amazing when you're like, you just so happen to sit next to someone at 36 Degrees North event and they have like that missing piece to your business idea. You just encounter all kinds of people, anything from like proofreading, people who are developers, website design. I had seen things on Reddit, people complaining about like Tulsa Remote is all 100% geared towards people in the tech space and that they felt neglected. Someone posted that they sort of felt neglected and they felt like they did not fit in. And on that post, there was a lot of interaction on it. I saw that before I came here and I was a little bit concerned, but I don't think, personally, in my personal experience, I don't think it's accurate, but that person had the experience they had, right? I can't take that from them. And maybe timing is a factor too, because I've been hearing a bit lately about initiatives for artists and musicians and content creators and things like that, like having more resources or programs for people in those spaces. Y'all forgive my editing on this one. It's gonna be crazy because I keep playing with the camera and trying to take the scratch out of focus. I would say if you are considering Tulsa Remote and you're seeing things like that online, it's gonna depend on you 1000%. Like 1000% it will depend on you. And I think that Tulsa Remote also is receptive too. So let's have those opportunities just for open feedback with Tulsa Remote throughout the program, you in your check-ins. There's something called Lunch Bunch that I went to, and this is completely optional as well, but you can kind of go to lunch at a local restaurant and it is with other Tulsa Remoters. And I think Lunch Bunch could be really good for introverts, right? If you're that type of person who's like, I don't want to go to these huge events that Tulsa Remote puts on. I just don't feel comfortable. I like to be in a space with, 10 people or less or 5 people or less or something like that. There are things out there to sort of accommodate you and your specific situation. I think you just have to take advantage of it. Being aware of it is a big piece too, but taking advantage of it is huge as well. Speaking of lunch in Tulsa, so I have tried quite a few of the restaurants that were recommended. I started writing down a list for this video, and as I'm thinking about it and looking at it, I'm like, I know I've gone to more places than this, but I've had Elote, Que Gusto. Shout out to the person. Actually, I think there was a couple people who recommended Que Gusto, but someone specifically commented about the empanadas. You were 1000% correct. Like I went back and searched, I found that comment and wrote down everything you said because I'm like, oh yeah, I could trust this person. I'm going everywhere on the list. What else? Oh, I did have the Mazzio's Ranch that was recommended by Tulsans I met here locally. And I can see where you're going with that. It's pretty good ranch. I don't know if it's like so addictive or like something I would get so passionate about, but it's good. It's good ranch. In a couple of videos, I spoke about trying to figure out what food Tulsa was known for, because I was really interested in trying that. Now that I've found out or confirmed multiple times at this point that it's a lot of things are all around beef, right? So it's gonna be your burgers, your steaks, your chili, and your barbecue. I don't really eat that. It's very rare. You guys will be waiting for years for me to eat beef, like every 3 to 6 months or something, possibly less, to try out all of these places. But before, when I was trying to find information, I would like Google or YouTube search what food is Tulsa known for, or what's a Tulsa delicacy or something like that. And I wasn't really finding anything. And then I began talking to people and they're like, we don't really have that either. And it sort of took a little time, and the comment section helped a lot. Oh God, I did not write it down. I think his name is the 918 Realtor. But basically what you can do is you can search YouTube for like best burger in Tulsa. There's a YouTuber who has a whole series where he's going around trying to find the best burger in Tulsa. And the Tulsa food scene is definitely more dynamic than that. It's not limited to that, but me personally, I want to have like what the everyday person or majority of the population is really into, or restaurants even, or maybe in competition to have the best barbecue. You search for things like that, like best barbecue in Tulsa. There's plenty of people out there, so you won't be waiting 100 years for me to finally try. But I definitely am going to come back and report when I do eat that stuff, because I'm very interested. I know like what's unique about like Tulsa barbecue, say compared to other places, right? In my last video, I spoke about meeting a Tulsan who is also a small business owner, who was letting me know what they felt were like limitations for Tulsan entrepreneurs, and some of the, I don't want to say animosity, because I'm not sure if it's that strong, right? Or some of the displeasure about Tulsa promoters, or this idea that people are being brought in, you know, from the outside and given money and opportunities and education and things like that Tulsans may not have access to, or they feel they don't have access to. Well, I was really thinking about that a lot, stewing on it. And I tell you, when you ask, the universe answers. There's just two sides to everything, right? And sometimes there's multiple sides to everything. But within a few days, maybe like a week of that conversation, I actually met someone, organically, didn't go out of my way, just kind of fell into my lap of learning about this local Tulsan entrepreneur, has been here their whole lives, right? And has taken advantage of programs that are available specifically for Tulsans. I want to be very vague, because I feel like Tulsa is just so small. And it's like, you guys are figuring out who and what I'm talking about when I say the most generic thing. I'm like, I went to a restaurant on such and such street. Oh yeah, So, yeah. Did I mention Tulsa's kind of small? It's kind of creeping me out. I like it, but I don't like that. I know weeks ago, I think it was my 30-day check-in, I talked about meeting a young lady here, and she was just complaining about that. She's just fed up. She was kind of fed up with everyone knowing everyone and being so interconnected and stuff. And I'm really starting to see and experience that. I especially thought as a newbie that I would be more anonymous here. I mean, I guess being on YouTube isn't conducive to being anonymous, but then again, I also have a very small channel, so I don't know. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. So I'm saying some things that I'm thinking are like serendipity or just happening organically. I guess I would have to meet everyone in Tulsa eventually, apparently anyway. Or maybe I've met like 5% of y'all. And I also know that there's a certain familiarity that's going to happen right between like Tulsa Remote and 36 Degrees North and Tulsa Tech, and like people who are drawn to like coming in and out of those spaces. Because I've also met some people just in the past week, at least one person was like, Tulsa Remote, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's a program that gives people incentives to move to Tulsa. They help with, moving expenses and different things to try to bring new people in. And this person was like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense. Literally, they're like, what? Like, it's not like there's no people in Tulsa. And I was like, well, according statistically, I guess there's a significant percentage of people who are leaving constantly. So I had that interaction with a Tulsan who is very optimistic and very successful and utilizing all of these resources and funding and things that are available here in Oklahoma and Tulsa for them to advance their business and also to be a force of change or improvement in the community. Like I said, I'm keeping this very vague. I feel like someone's watching this like, I saw them talking at freaking someone, like I saw her talking to this person. I know exactly who it is and I know who, you know, but whatever. So I was feeling great. Walked away from that conversation feeling great, feeling amazing. And I come back to my YouTube comments, and particularly the one I did about my apartment search. And I saw multiple comments about gentrification and people being very upset about what is happening in Tulsa in terms of new people or outsiders coming and moving into the city. The word gentrification was used multiple times in several comments. And so I was like, who, me? Me? I'm a gentrifier? I am an agent of gentrification. Whoa. Here I was coming to Tulsa, you know, worried about race relations, worried about crime, worried about being bored because the internet says there's nothing to do in Tulsa. And lo and behold, I am a gentrifier. And I am pricing out Tulsans. Been here for generations. Their families have been here for generations. In the comment section, you know, people have their theories, whether they're conspiracy theories. I mean, a conspiracy theory could be true. Why, yeah, it just has a negative connotation, I think, somehow. But yeah, I mean, if people are conspiring to gentrify an area and people have a theory about it, y'all, what is going on? Anyway, I just had to sit with that. I still am. I have no comment. I don't know what to say. I was watching a video the other day. I think it was 19 Keys was interviewing someone. And he said, you know, in Black and brown communities, we have this idea about gentrification and, you know, the ways that it can be harmful, right, to our communities. But he's like, gentrification isn't always necessarily bad. It's just, look, now I want gentrification to be good when it benefits me. Oh my God, I am a colonizing, gentrifying. Oh my goodness. I just have to sit with this. What can I say? There's nothing I can say. I just have to shut up. I'm here and I am a gentrifier. I'm not happy about it. I'm not proud. I don't know. At other times I have been proud. I'm like, oh, I'm here, you know, repopulating, bringing tax dollars, all of those things that are technically, I think this is an amazing program. Not everyone's going to be happy, right? With people coming to their home. I think Tulsans are very reserved, very polite, but oh boy, when they get comfortable with you, which I appreciate, I like that, right? Don't hold back. But when they get comfortable, they will start to express some of those beliefs, like some of those things that were stereotypical about Oklahoma. I've been hearing more and more in personal conversations. I'll definitely keep things, you know, to myself as much as possible. I don't want people I meet to think that you're going to end up on my YouTube channel, because you definitely won't. In other happier news, because we can't deal with gentrification. I can't. I will not. Nope. It is what it is. In other happier news, so I had been planning to do a video about Route 66. And this whole time I've been thinking, oh, I'm going to have to like seek it out and find Route 66. And come to find out, I've been driving on it all along, or, you know, portions of it all along here in Tulsa. And also there's tons of videos on YouTube already about that. And there are some things there that I definitely want to visit as far as like monuments or statues and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if it's really content worthy. Let me know if you guys want to want to explore that. Something else about just my life, everyday life. I touched on banking, I think, in my 30-day video. I was mentioning that you see a lot of what I would call a local bank, right? Because it has like Oklahoma in the name. It's a Bank of Oklahoma, Oklahoma Credit, whatever they are, right? And there's just a multitude of them. And I think more so than what I've seen in other states. I felt like I've seen fewer local banks in other places that I've lived. And I was sort of curious about that, but also frustrated because I realized that my personal bank does not have a branch anywhere near Tulsa. Someone commented that she works for a major bank here in Tulsa, and that actually one of the largest banks, I think, in the nation, maybe it's a huge global bank, is actually headquartered here in Tulsa. That's cool, you know, no shade. And a couple of the local banks have been sending me offers, like where they're doing, like they're giving out bonuses if you open a new account with them. So maybe I'll explore that. I mean, it's 2024. We don't do a lot of physical banking anyway, but I like that reassurance of possibly having a local bank here, so that if something does come up where like I need to do I need a cashier's check, or I just need some face-to-face banking, I can get those services here locally. Now, another thing I complained about was shopping in Tulsa. And I feel like you guys are gaslighting me in the comments, because people are saying, no, you know what? You guys are not gaslighting me. Plenty of people said shopping used to be better, and there used to be more malls here and shopping centers and things like that. And that it was kind of a turning point with the pandemic is when a lot of places closed down. So yeah, enough people have said shopping could be improved here as far as, you know, like selection and availability of stores and availability of items and things like that. But there have been enough people who have scolded me and said they don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I have been trying to get grits. I've been trying to get grits for the past 2 months. And I was so excited that Walmart near me, they said they had them in stock, and they didn't. What do y'all have against grits? What is it? Talked about not being able to find a toaster physically in any of the stores that I went to anyway. And I went to a few before I gave up. Whereas Houston, I probably would have walked to, like the first Walmart I walked into, they probably would have had a selection, like a wall of toasters, right? That just wasn't happening for me here in Tulsa. But I didn't expect that, but I would expect to see at least 1 to 2 options somewhere. And then I go to this event. Again, I'm going to be vague. Tulsans figure out everything, man. And this lady, the speaker, she jokes about shopping in Tulsa and how horrible it is. And like the audience is like, people are like, haha, like that's so true. Aha, clap it up. Like, I agree with totally. I'm like, I knew it. Why are you guys are trying to cover up. But I also, just yesterday, as I was trying on clothes in the dressing room, there were some people having a conversation in the dressing room across from me about the outlet mall that just opened. And so that reminded me that I have to go and check out the outlet mall. I thought this would be a 5-minute update, and time has gone on. I'm going to be right back. I have a couple topics that I'm going to touch on in my upcoming videos, and that will be dating in Tulsa, if you could call it that, getting betrothed, being betrothed in Tulsa. It should be arranged marriage of Tulsa, Amish housewives of Tulsa. Okay, some of the dangers, the hidden dangers of Tulsa and Oklahoma, okay? And also an update on my apartment search or my thoughts on housing in Tulsa. So stay tuned for all of that. I will be back very soon. Y'all see the shirt? Bye, bye, bye. Ooh, that was, oh no, just turn the camera off, because what was going on? What happened? Nope. Peace.